Okay. Have you ever felt like you're kind of stuck, like in your career, relationships, or just, life in general?
Yeah, like you have potential, but you're not really sure how to unleash it.
Exactly. It's like
Right.
this feeling of wanting more, right? Like
Hmm.
there's got to be more to life than this.
And that feeling is kind of the foundation of this whole self-development thing. It's about taking that desire for something more and turning it into action.
Yeah. And it's not just like some vague self-help stuff. There's actual like science behind it.
Yeah, there are real psychological strategies and factors that can like make or break your self-development journey.
So we're going deep.
Yeah, we're giving you a backstage pass to your own mind.
I like that.
We'll be diving into the research and the theories and like real life
So
examples.
you can understand not just what to do, but why it works.
Exactly.
And to help you even more on your journey, we've got something new for you guys.
Yeah. We're super excited about this.
We have a brand new YouTube channel called Maximized You.
And there we'll be sharing even more tips and inspiration and motivational content.
So it's like a bonus level for your self-development game.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
but but for now, let's get back to our deep dive here.
So one of the most powerful mechanisms in self-development is this thing called reflection.
Okay, before you lose me here, I'm thinking like staring in the mirror.
No, no, no. It's not about that.
Okay, okay.
It's about really consciously looking at your thoughts and your beliefs and your actions to like understand yourself better.
Okay, so like introspection.
Yeah, like taking apart your mental operating system and figuring out how it works.
Interesting.
Two key components of reflection are self-control and self-belief.
Okay, so like think of Michael Jordan, right?
Yeah.
Getting cut from his high school basketball team.
Right. And his self-belief like fueled him to practice harder and ultimately become, well, Michael
And
Jordan.
so is it like self-belief is the fuel and self-control is the steering wheel?
Exactly. You need both to stay on course and reach your goals.
I like that.
Now, when we talk about self-development, it's not just this one big thing, right? There are like stages to it.
Okay.
Think of it like progressing through self-assertion, self-improvement, and then ultimately self-actualization.
Okay, break that down for me.
All right. So self-assertion is about recognizing your own unique identity and seeking validation from other people.
So like achievements,
Oh.
showing off a little bit.
Yeah, it can be. Like especially for younger people.
Makes sense.
It's about showing the world who you are and what you're capable of.
Like landing that promotion or posting that perfect selfie after a workout.
Exactly. You got it.
Okay, I'm with you.
Now, self-improvement, that's where things get more proactive, you know? It's
Okay.
not just about showing off anymore. It's about setting like specific goals and actually taking action.
Okay.
So instead of just posting about that workout, you're following a training plan for a marathon.
Or maybe you're like actually learning that new language you always talk about.
Exactly.
Pushing yourself, becoming better.
Yeah, precisely. And then we have self-actualization, like the top of the mountain.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's about really understanding your potential and your purpose and working towards like your full capabilities.
So not just goals, but like aligning your actions with your values.
Exactly. It's about living a life that's fulfilling and meaningful.
That's deep, man.
Now, how do we actually get there?
Right. Good question.
Well, there are like three main strategies people tend to use on their self-development journey.
Okay.
Imitation, what we call the twist of fate, and then purposeful movement.
All right, let's unpack that.
Okay, so imitate.
Like copying someone's style, habits.
Yeah, you're on the right track. It's really common, especially with younger people. They look up to role models.
Bloggers, influencers, celebrities.
Exactly. And they try to be like them, copy their behavior, their values.
So like trying to dress like your favorite musician.
Yeah, or adopting the morning routine of some successful CEO you follow online.
Makes sense. So it's a way of learning and growing, right?
Exactly. But here's the thing. Sometimes people who do this, they don't fully understand the practices or the values they're imitating.
So they're following trends blindly,
Yeah, without really questioning them.
which can be dangerous, right?
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
like following a recipe without understanding the techniques behind it.
You might get a decent result, but you're not really mastering the skill.
Exactly. And that's why this next strategy can be so powerful, the twist of fate.
Ooh, intriguing.
This one usually happens in adulthood, often triggered by major life events.
Okay, like Job loss,
Yeah.
breakups,
Yeah. Or health challenges, things that really shake you
the
up.
things that made you reevaluate. Yeah.
Exactly. I remember this story about a woman whose divorce led her to turn her baking hobby into a successful business. It wasn't just luck, it was that twist of fate that pushed her towards self-development in a whole new area.
So sometimes these challenges, they can be catalysts for growth.
Exactly. They force us to step outside of our comfort zones and discover hidden strengths.
I like that.
Okay, and now for the third strategy, purposeful movement.
Okay, lay it on me.
This is where things get really intentional, you know? It's about making conscious decisions, setting strategic goals, and consistently working towards them.
So less about reacting and more about taking control.
Exactly. It's common among like more mature individuals or people who have had early clarity on their goals.
So the athlete who trains for years for the Olympics.
Exactly. Or the entrepreneur who builds their business step by step.
It requires self-awareness and
Sure,
discipline.
definitely. And long-term commitment.
But I'm guessing it's the most likely to lead to like real success.
Absolutely. When you combine a clear vision with consistent effort, the results can be incredible.
But I mean, there are roadblocks,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, for sure. There are psychological barriers that can really trip us up on this journey.
Okay, so let's talk about those. What are some of the things that hold people back?
Well, one of the most common is just a lack of motivation.
Yeah, we've all been there.
It's tough, right? To stay committed when you're just feeling drained or discouraged.
Motivation can be like so up and down.
Exactly. And sometimes it goes deeper than just like laziness.
Okay.
It can be like a fear of facing those negative parts of ourselves.
Like our weaknesses.
Yeah, like we avoid self-reflection because we don't want to acknowledge those uncomfortable truths.
So it's like avoiding the dentist because you're afraid of a cavity.
Exactly. But ignoring the problem doesn't make it go away.
That's for sure.
And then there's the whole issue of taking responsibility, right?
Mm.
Sometimes we blame others for our failures or we make excuses for not reaching our goals.
It's easier to point fingers than to look in the mirror.
Exactly. It's a classic defense mechanism.
But ultimately, we are in control.
Right, we're in the driver's seat.
Okay, so we're motivated, we're taking responsibility, but what if we're just using like the wrong methods?
Yeah, that's another big one.
Like we're trying to improve, but our approach is just not working.
It's like using a wrench to hammer in a nail.
Might get the job done, but
It's not going to be pretty.
no.
Or maybe we're setting unrealistic goals.
Okay.
Goals that are just doomed to fail from the start.
Like trying to run a marathon without training.
Exactly. You're just setting yourself up for disappointment and maybe even injury.
Right. So being smart and strategic.
Exactly.
What about like past experiences? You know, if we've failed before, it can be scary to try again.
Oh, absolutely. The weight of negative past experiences can be a huge barrier.
Yeah.
It's that fear of reliving those painful memories or getting hurt again.
So how do we break free from that?
Well, that's where things like resilience and self-compassion come in. It's about acknowledging those experiences, but not letting them define you.
So not erasing the past, but learning from it.
Exactly. And finally, sometimes it's our own mental processes that get in the way.
Yeah.
We might be struggling with anxiety or low self-esteem.
Well, I just like haven't developed those self-management skills yet.
Yeah, it's like having internal software glitches that are preventing us from running at full capacity.
I like that analogy.
But here's the good news. Just as there are barriers to self-development, there are also powerful factors that can help us succeed.
Okay, good, because I was getting a little discouraged there.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of hope.
So what are these secret ingredients for personal growth?
Well, the first one might seem obvious, but it's incredibly powerful. Empathic support.
Okay.
And this isn't just about having cheerleaders in your life.
Okay.
It's about feeling truly understood and supported by others, especially when things get tough.
So people who get what you're going through, who can offer encouragement.
Exactly. It validates your experiences and makes you feel less alone.
Less alone, yeah.
Which can be a huge motivator.
Like having a team of Sherpas guiding you up that mountain.
I like that. The second factor is something we don't always have control over, our upbringing.
Okay, so how we were raised.
Exactly. Early experiences play a huge role in shaping our beliefs about ourselves and our ability to grow.
That makes sense.
It's like Early exposure to the difference between the ideal world and the real world can shape our individuality and our goal orientation.
Okay.
For example, imagine a child whose parents constantly shield them from failure.
Oh,
They
I
might
see.
grow up with a distorted view of their own capabilities.
Like they've been living in a bubble.
Exactly. And when that bubble bursts, they're not prepared.
Right.
On the other hand, a child who is encouraged to take risks and learn from their mistakes, they'll develop resilience.
Yeah, a growth mindset.
Exactly. So it's not about removing all obstacles, but giving them the tools to navigate the challenges.
I like that. Now, the third factor is clear goal awareness.
Goals. Yeah.
You can't get where you're going if you don't know where you're going.
Makes sense to me.
It's like setting off on a road trip without a map.
You might end up somewhere interesting, but it's probably not where you wanted to go.
Exactly. Having a defined vision of your future self, your goals, your aspirations, it's essential for growth and planning.
So it's not just, I want to be happy. It's like defining what that actually means.
Exactly. Breaking it down into achievable steps.
Okay.
All right. The fourth factor is all about self-organization,
Okay.
which is essential for bridging that gap between your current capabilities and your aspirations.
So discipline,
Yeah,
systems.
you got it.
Yeah.
Self-discipline, time management, effective planning, it's all crucial here.
Like having a personal project manager for your life?
I like that. Making sure you stay on schedule and make consistent progress.
Okay.
The fifth factor might surprise you. Interpersonal interaction.
Okay, interesting. This means that self-development isn't just a solo mission.
We need other people.
Absolutely. Collaboration and connection, they're key ingredients for growth.
Okay.
Learning from others who have similar goals or who have already achieved what you're striving for, it can be incredibly valuable.
So like joining a hiking group instead of trying to climb that mountain alone.
Exactly. You've got support, shared knowledge, camaraderie.
Yeah, you learn from each other's experiences.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of mentorship,
Having someone who's been there, done that.
Exactly. They can provide guidance, encouragement, invaluable insights.
So surrounding yourself with the right people.
Absolutely. Your tribe can either lift you up or hold you back.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay. The sixth factor is striving for self-realization.
Okay.
It's not just about those external goals.
Okay.
It's about fulfilling your inner potential.
So figuring out what makes your soul sing.
Exactly. And then creating a life that allows you to share that with the world.
I love that.
It's about actively seeking to express your individuality, discover your passions, and align your actions with your true self.
That reminds me of that quote by Marianne Williamson. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure.
Wow, that's a great quote.
Yeah.
It perfectly captures this idea.
Yeah.
Now, the seventh and final factor is having a creative approach.
Oh, creativity. I like that.
Yeah. This means thinking outside the box, finding innovative solutions to challenges.
So being flexible, experimental.
Exactly. Instead of just following a rigid plan, you're open to experimenting, adapting, finding what works for you.
It's about making it your own.
Exactly. Now, we've talked a lot about the positive aspects of self-development.
Yeah.
But it's important to acknowledge that this process can have a darker side.
Wait, a darker side? What do you mean?
Well, it's true that self-development is often associated with positive change. But it's important to remember that self-development is about maximizing potential.
Okay.
But potential for what? That's where things can get complicated.
So it's not just about becoming better. It's about what we choose to become better at.
Exactly. Our intentions and motivations, they matter.
Okay, so like imagine someone who dedicates themselves to becoming like a master manipulator.
Yeah, a con artist.
Right, they might be disciplined, goal-oriented, even have a support system.
But their efforts are ultimately harmful to others.
It's like a twisted version of self-improvement.
Exactly. They're using those skills for selfish or even destructive purposes.
So the same drive that can lead to incredible breakthroughs can also be like misused.
Exactly.
So how do we make sure our self-development stays on a positive track? How do we use this power for good?
It really comes down to values and principles.
Okay, values.
Are your goals aligned with a sense of purpose that benefits not just yourself but the world around you?
So not just personal gain.
Right. Maybe true fulfillment comes from making a positive impact.
And that impact, I mean, it doesn't have to be huge, right?
No, not at all.
Like it could be just being a better friend.
Yeah, a more engaged parent or just a more compassionate member of your community.
Using your skills to make the world a little bit better.
Exactly, even in small ways.
Always, yeah.
It's about recognizing that we're all connected
Connected.
and that our actions, they have like ripple effects.
This has been, wow, so eye-opening.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a whole new understanding of self-development now.
And remember, it's a journey.
A journey. Yeah.
There's no finish line.
We're all works in progress.
Yeah, constantly evolving.
Trying to be better.
And that journey can be it can be tough,
Yeah.
but it's also incredibly rewarding.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
we want to leave you with this thought.
Okay.
What kind of impact do you want to make on the world?
What legacy will you leave behind?
Those are big questions.
Yeah, but the answers, they lie within you.
And self-development, it's the tool that can help you unlock that potential.
Right. Create a life that's truly fulfilling and meaningful.
We've given you the map.
Now it's up to you to chart your course.
Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey.
Yeah. Thanks for being here.
Until next time, keep diving deep, keep growing, and keep striving to become the best version of yourself.